The dilemma of the rapid changes that are happening in the world, in communities, in countries, is obviously needing to be dealt with. And at the same time, we are searching for this sense of community, this sense of belonging. How are we a part of a community, of a family, etc.? So the dilemma is how to accept and understand change, embrace it, but at the same time give recognition to our own human need for bonding. That will never be replaced. So as we go through change, we have to say goodbye, let something go, and develop a new identity in which we now feel a belonging in that community as we create new ways of belonging and connecting. This is also true in organizations, because as organizations go through rapid changes, people are going to be coming in and out of teams, organizations, finding new jobs, saying goodbye to old jobs. And how do we create that flow in the change process while we create these bonds into teams and communities? What we have to accept, just like there is no future in lifelong employment, the future is in training yourself so that you will be employable across a broad range of jobs. We have to also help people understand that they have to let go of teams, they have to let go of organizations, and rapidly attach and create those new community structures that fulfills that basic need of belonging. Belonging is far more important than change, although change is part of adaptability, and to survive, as we have as a species, we constantly have to change and adapt to new ways of belonging. As coaches, as leaders, we have to face the changes that are happening in groups, in teams, in individuals. And so to help people understand change and to be able to see that change is something that is natural to the human being. We don't naturally resist change. We resist the pain of change, the fear of the unknown. So leaders have to be able to help empathize to the pain, understand the grief behind the change, and then work with that person to discover a benefit of going through that change. Even if it is an uninvited change, you have to be able to understand that pain and help the person make the choice to move forward, finding a new benefit. And this can happen at an individual level, at a team level, even at an organizational level. So remembering change is a necessary for the brain. Being curious, exploring, driving change for the brain is wonderful. It creates new neurons. And being stuck in refusing to change will actually be destructive to the brain. But we have to find at a social level, at a personal level, how can you benefit by going through pain? And that means helping people understand the grief process, help them also go through that grief process, and teaching in organizations, leaders, how to do that. The reason forgiveness and gratitude are fundamental to effective coaching and leadership is that to be able to lead at your best, it's to be able to create this connection, this bonding. And to be able to coach means depth of bonding. If you are filled with grief, if you have not completely gotten over the grief, you can't actually then go to a depth of bonding to experience the joy of your job, the joy of life, etc. So forgiveness is the end stage of being able to come back to a truly open heart, to let something be bygones. And gratitude is the measure of how much you enjoy living, how much you enjoy your job. And for many people, they go through the grief process, but they stop short because they never forgive themselves or others, and so they don't fully experience the joy of leading or coaching. And leaders have to be able to bring that full joy to themselves and to other people as well. As I was teaching this concept to police officers, to organizations, it became apparent that this was a cycle. It was how you went from one stage to another. So in one simple workshop to clarify this for managers, for police officers, it was clear we have to put the attachment, bonding, separation, grieving as a kind of cycle. And that really got legs, and it made the concept much clearer than it was just to talk about it in abstract or other terms. As we bring this day to a closure, bring this interview to a closure, let me just say to those people who are listening and who have read the book or will be reading the Dutch version of the book, that there's so much in this through the stories, the concepts that you can learn, experience, to really inspire yourself to, first of all, use your mind's eye to really switch from a survival mode to a thriving mode, to see the world of beauty, to see all the possibilities, and to be able to go through that bonding cycle and get over the grief, to come back and reconnect, no matter what the loss is. There is nothing too big that you have lost that you can't get over. And to understand the role of secure bases, how important secure bases are to inspire and to develop that ability to engage in effort, to do something, to accomplish something, and ultimately to dare yourself, because life is about daring. It's about exploring, being curious, and not living in a box. And then to understand also how to interact with others and to deal with conflicts. There's going to be conflicts. When there's people, there's differences. Conflicts in that sense are very good. And as a leader, as a coach, you want to be able to face conflicts straight on. Or as we spoke about today, and you read in the book, putting that fish on the table, not slapping people in the face with that fish, but being able to transparently put the problem in the open, find a solution through bonding, dialogue, talking, and ultimately negotiating. And as I bring this to a close, I want to remind everybody the importance of living life with a full joy, to never be a hostage to yourself, to other people, to any situation, and to always see yourself on a path where you are not following a trail, but where you are creating a new trail and experiencing the joy of doing that, even when it's painful, to go through that and come back to the world of joy.